Good morning and welcome to Daily Game Design. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers and mother figures out there. It's a nice time to pause. My mom's really cool. One of the things that took me a long time to catch, like it's this kind of a small detail that's kind of not so small, but it like stands out a lot now that I finally saw the pattern. And that is my mom, I think maybe my whole life, but I don't know for how long, in other words. My mom loves the night sky. And so, as she's seen, like, she's got more tools, like she'll get, on her phone, she'll have the the map of the night sky and we'll look around, and she's always kind of aware of celestial events, and she'll get out and at crazy times of night and like see things. It's the moon is a certain thing, or look, all the planets are out there, and or of course a meteor shower or whatever. And when I finally noticed that really struck me. Like, my mom is a person who enjoys um a sense of awe, just like looking around the world, the universe, and just kind of, yeah, like excited about, comfortable with the reality of being small and still like acknowledging these big beautiful things. So, well, hey Francisco, are you guys doing anything special for Mother's Day with your family? My parents are calling in about an hour, so that should be nice. So my game plan for today is to just lock in a couple of prototypes. I think I'm finally available for our Sunday nights with a bunch of these designer guys. I've been in a Facebook message group. Um, already did. Please enjoy your nap. So I'm finally available, and then apparently, because I've been gone for so long, or out of it for so long, it's it's basically my turn. It's a really kind of like, the model is kind of odd with these guys. I think I've only ever had one game play tested, and it's because no matter how many people show up, they all look at one game, and then there's this order sequence. Like, if you had your game play tested, then you go to the back of the line. And fair enough. But we move through that line so slowly, it's kind of a funny thing. Like I mean, pretty easily you could. I guess it depends. It depends on how many people show up, and it's been kind of hard to get a like a consistently large group where you could split up, I guess. But I don't know, like 4 or 5 people, and everybody kind of. Let me see what this. I just got a WeChat message. Let's see what the document is he sent. Oh, it was itinerary. That's right. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, it's a little hard to stay super engaged. And anyway, I've been also very busy with retreats, and then Sunday evenings just turned out to be pretty tough because I think many of them are on the West Coast, and I think we meet at 4 or 5. I still can never really remember the hour. Of course, the time change too affects me depending on the direction of the, whether it's fall or spring. I wanted to make sure that Solar Smugglers is up to date. and I believe it is. Just wanted to think it through a little bit, because if we get a larger number of players more than, I mean, me plus 2, I would shift over to Solar Smugglers. Otherwise, I'm still working on Sugar Shack. Yikes. But I think these cards are the updated ones. Yeah. And deciding how many to use, I think I was going to do I think I was going to draw 6. So have a deck of 7 with the possibility that at 6 or 7 that's the last auction. 6 or that the Solar Storm can arrive either last or second to last. Yeah, go for it. Thank you, my friend. Please rest and rest well. Oh, the thing I wanted to kind of experiment with was this area control or majority thing. What was I saying? No, it's if you turn in if you drop off an item if you drop off an item at a planet instead of receiving the reward, you drop it off and basically like get goodwill with the planet. It's something like it's an influence. It's how I was thinking about it. It's influence. My thinking was that if you if you do this 4 times, I have 5 cubes here, but if you do this 4 times, at the end of the game or at the end of the Solar Storm, if you survive, you automatically win. So you commit, you kind of risk it. And it might be the sort of thing where you basically have to just go and do that. Like that's all you get to do. Is instead of dropping off items to get more money back or credits or what else? Or gaining the card, the item card with its endgame scoring. Instead of that, you sacrifice that and kind of go all in to this idea for this idea of like winning this alternate way, which I think is kind of neat. By the way, I think I just saw that it's my turn on BGA. And I've been really liking digging into Great Western Trail. I've been playing a bunch of games, bigger, heftier games. Like I play with the Euro Boys a little bit more on Thursdays. And I'm just loving, like, there's such cool problems with these games. And I'm just really enjoying the puzzles, the problems that come up with these games. Meanwhile, I'm scoring like ridiculously low for stuff. So it's clear that there's something I don't understand. Right? That's the thing. So something I'm not understanding. So what I'm hoping to do, man, it's such a smart system. And actually, when I was playtesting last week, what was that? Last week, Wednesday? the kind of Risk like civilization conflict game that we were playtesting. The player's board had these actions that worked a little bit like Great Western Trail, where you travel around this circle over and over and over. I guess you're going this way, and it's not a circle. It's a kind of loop though. So you're um so you're going on this loop, and this loop changes over the course of the game. Like the stops, what you can do is you go through the loop, it changes. And so this guy was the designer of this other game, had a kind of rondel too, where you loop around. And the fascinating thing is that I'm pretty sure in his mind he believes it's essentially unique. And that's the main reason. That's one of the main reasons to research, is to become familiar. Now, I don't know for sure if that's his thing, if he really believes that nobody else has thought of anything like this. But he has never played this game, and this is one of the. Yeah, this is. I don't know how many games exist that do this, but I think it's a cool concept. I guess I'm sure there are a lot of games with rondels where the rondels basically get upgraded. I'm just now thinking of what's the one about the Crusades? Crusaders That Will Be Done. So anyway, very cool game, and it's so good to learn from these other designs, right? Like, go get exposure. That's one reason why I don't often commit to campaign games, because I don't want to see the same game over and over. I want to get a broad view. And then, I mean, eventually I do also want to get a deep view, just to see how a game can or a core system can take layers of iteration. That's one thing I'm thinking about with A Perilous Road. So I actually, yeah, maybe at some point I'll show you guys what I'm working on there and how I'm working on it. But it's a it's a pretty cool thing to like figure out, okay, here's the core, and then what layers of interesting things can I lay on top of it? I think that's such a great fun problem. So that's why I also want to go deep with a game, just to see like yeah, how far can you go with a core system and still maintain interest, right? That would be like a main problem. Maybe I should write some notes. I'm going to do this in Discord. And this is, I'm going to work on Solar Smugglers a little bit here. I have updated the TTS mod for keeping these details in mind. Draw 6. What are these? Auction cards. Auction cards. And shuffle the Solar Storm in the bottom 2. What? Influence Victory. Deliver 4 cubes for influence. I think that should be okay. I'm thinking, like, what are any other parameters that I need to remember and set? I think I have maybe too much money here. Oh, there's not even any money in the mod at all. I think I'm going to start with 20 money. I'm just going to write that. Starting credits 20. Let's just go for that. Auction games, I have a hard time knowing, like, really understanding uh yeah, understanding how to understand value. I really don't know how to how to consider, like, should we start with 100 money, because ultimately the players, they get to push each other, you know. That's what's the brilliance behind um yeah, the brilliance behind QE is money doesn't matter, value doesn't exist. It's not any sort of stable value where there's a closed economy. It doesn't exist. So the players push each other um, and establish relative value, and relative value is all that matters. So it's like in this case, I don't know what starting credits make the most sense. What's going to feel tight? Like I could start with 6 credits. And then actually no, I kind of get why that wouldn't work. And it's because there are up to 4 players. So for the starting bid to be 1 cube, by the time the 4th player bids, if they bid, then they're going to be losing almost all of their money. I guess the thing is, what's the high end of cubes? That's more of the puzzle. Of credits. What's the high end? Because if we started with 50, I don't know what would happen. I kind of wonder if people would just kind of blow their credits. Like, okay, I'm gonna bid 45. No, that's crazy. But like, what's a comfortable number? And I think I am gonna try. Um, oh, my parents are calling now. It is Mother's Day. I thought they were gonna call at. Hang on. Yeah, one second. Yeah, my parents were flower shopping, I guess. So they finished early, and I'll talk to them pretty soon. Okay. So I'm going to start with 20 money and just see how that goes. Let me just revisit this little system to be fresh on this one, because I'm pretty sure I haven't really talked about it or added it to any of the rules. But let me just go through how it's going to work. So let me just place a card here and flip that guy. Okay, so what's happening? So let's say red bids the highest, green is a 0 bid, and then let's just do yellow and blue. Okay, so what happens now is that red gets 10 10 victory points, yellow gets 7 victory points and a move, and blue gets all this stuff. So 5 victory points, a move, and a peak. So they take their stuff. Then what happens is green comes in and everybody else shifts underneath. Okay. So now what happens is this is turn order. So blue goes first and then we go backwards. Okay, let's bring in another card. So this gets discarded. Now green is the first bidder. And the important thing is that bidding still happens clockwise. All this does is establish the first bidder. Okay, so let's say in this case, let's say yellow's the highest bidder. Red bids 0 first, then blue, and let's say that green ends up being the second highest. I don't know why, but let's just go with it. Okay, so these two get all their stuff. These two get nothing. Then these shift over, and this slides down like this. So the reason I'm doing this is so that whoever bids 0, let's say whoever cut themselves out of the last bid and didn't get anything, they are forced to bid in the next auction. They're forced. And I mean, even if they're trying to conserve money, let's say they're playing wildly conservatively, well, they still have to participate in an auction, meaning they have to play the game. Because this came up the very first major playtest I had is one guy basically just bid 0 and stayed out of the game. And he did that because he was afraid of the solar storm, I think. Not afraid, but the solar storm felt like a major incentive to keep stuff to protect himself from the solar storm. So in other words, the solar storm did what it's supposed to do, but it did it too well, and it scared him out of playing the game. And again, I don't mean he's scared, but it created enough pressure for him to want to conserve his credits. Okay, so even I don't know if I love this system, but I feel like it is probably fine. Okay, here's a new auction. Let's say red bids lowest, and this is the order. So from here, you simply just shift everything over. Okay. So then whoever bid highest gets their stuff and is going to be first bidder next time. So they're going to start with a low bid, and they're not likely to be the highest bidder again. So that's, at least that's in my thinking, that's what's going to happen. So they're likely to pass earlier. Maybe. I don't know. We just need to see what people do. Okay, so then that would happen. The next card comes out. I just want to do one more just to get the process really internalized here. Let's say blue is highest, yellow bids 0, then green, then red. They all get their stuff. Yellow moves over first. And then that's the case. Yeah, okay. I think that works. I also think I'm going to leave the values of the solar storm alone. Let me see if I updated the contracts. I feel like I did because I updated the other stuff here. Okay, I did. Yes, I did. Yeah. Let me reset and then I'm gonna jump back into. Let me shuffle this. This didn't seem very shuffled. Let me save that. And I think that's it. So this is ready. I kind of have. I'm playtesting that system, the auction. Playtesting the turn order system for 0 bids. Zero bidders. Oh, no. This is not. They still get a turn. I think they still get a turn. Wait, what did I do here? Yeah, I think everybody still gets a turn. Let's do that. You just are not going to get anything. That's kind of why you get sent over here. Bid first. Next auction. The important thing, and I totally forgot this until I looked at that, until I just thought about it just now, are that zero bidders still get a turn, and they are forced to participate in the next auction. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm going to leave it here. You know what I also don't have? Well, let me see. Did I create a mod for koalas and trees? I did. Is this right though? No, because the branches are all the same color. Oh man. Oh man. Okay. Well, I need to update that as well. But I think my focus will be on my focus is going to be on these two, the Solar Smugglers and Sugar Shack. So I'm going to go to Sugar Shack now. And the problem I ran into with the last playtest is, I think, a fundamental problem. And pretty much what happens is that there are not enough cubes. There's not enough flow at the start of the game to really feel like every turn is meaningful. So what I wanted to try was maybe, let me give them all 4 cubes here. Okay. So I'm going to take some turns and see how this feels. Like if I feel like I have something to do. All right, initial placement. So blue's going to place first. So let's just, without thinking a whole lot. Blue's going to place, oh wait, let me flip these as well. Okay, so the mayor is at the grant office. That's what this says. So the idea is that filling the gift shop is going to give you access to this card. I think a reason why I like the mayor is because at least you have a little goal you can work toward at the start of the game. It gives you some direction. We talked about, I was listening to a presentation, and it included an idea about heuristics. And games might be more comfortable if players can tell if they can pick something to work on early in the game. That can be slightly more comfortable, is the idea there. Yeah. Okay. So what happens now is that blue is going to place, and all they're going to get is the placement bonus. Okay. And they can place anywhere, let's say anywhere in town. So blue and then red is going to place twice. Let's say red places here. And then they're going to spend their cube right away and gain $3. And then blue is also going to spend a cube and gain $3. Okay, now it's up to red to move somewhere. I think let's have red start working on income, maybe. Sure, why not? Okay, so they'll go there and they'll place one over here. And that's it. Okay, and then blue. Well, we can have blue come in here and start working on this. So they'll use all their cubes there. And they'll gain another 6 to put them to 12. And then we can have red come up here. Move this stuff. And run the taps. Yo, Legends! Legends, where are you? Because I saw a little bit of your stream from the airport. I forget where you ended up. I feel like it's Midwest, but don't reveal your location if you don't want. And I should say, hello, Legends! Nebraska. What a fascinating place to be. Somebody thought Midwest, and I couldn't remember. I actually have a bunch of friends that were in and around Lincoln for a while. I think most of them have moved away by now. Yeah. I didn't go into Other Realms this last week, right? And then I saw you very briefly Thursday night. Said goodbye for now. And I don't think yes, I'm not going into Other Realms on Tuesday, but I imagine it's just going to be like a very depressing space. There's no Dean, that's it. Oh, excuse me. I didn't mean to say that. There's no Legends. I shouldn't have made that translation. Wow. I really screwed that up. Oh, I'm so sorry, Legends. Can we strike that from the record? Let's do it. The main thing is that nobody else is really watching. So that's the important thing. That blunder will be passed by. That was crazy. Well, maybe you're never going to talk to me again. Okay. And if I remember right, I think you're job hunting, right? So that should be a good adventure. We were theorizing because we got together with a group to go support Josh and hang out with him while his family's dealing with it's a difficult time for them. So we had a group together Friday night and we were theorizing. We want to know if there are any beautiful places. I love that. I mean, Hopefully, yeah, hopefully Nebraska has something good about it, right? A good burger, it could be one of those things. So we just don't know, because we know that it's so important to find a beautiful place and chat with people when you're here on Oahu, but if you're in Nebraska, we didn't know if you're going to be able to find any beautiful places to hang out with people. And if that's the case, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen to Legends. I do love sweet potato fries. It's been a long time since I've had sweet potato fries, but I'm a fan. For sure. I think that was that red placed here initially, placed, then moved, and then blue moved here, and then red moved there, ran their stuff. So I think we're back to blue. Blue is also gonna want to. He's gonna clear this out, because then red's probably gonna come. So let's have blue go over here, run this stuff, and then run the taps. Well, good luck finding finding work over there. I'll be honest. I know you want to be there, but we would all prefer you stay. So I don't want to say we hope you have bad luck finding a job, because we know you want to find a job. But I think we would all handle it emotionally if you could not find a job, and so you had to stay here. But we wish you the best. That's the point. No matter what, we wish you the best. Okay, so that was blue. Yeah, because this drip is really so slow. But what if we, at least these cubes give the player at least a ramp in order to upgrade. And I think that's good. Because I think originally I had fewer cubes down here, and it was easier to blow through all those cubes. And anyway, yeah, let's see. So red wants to come in here, but would wait for blue to vacate probably, because they don't want to give blue, they don't want to bump blue back home. Maybe warehouse, right? So let's have red come down to the warehouse, drop off a cube, and then that would be it. What is blue gonna do? Blue can come back. Probably not. Oh, blue's gonna upgrade. That's what blue is gonna do. Which upgrade is the question? Which upgrade? I kind of want to try barrels just to see, because I still feel like barrels might never make sense. Okay, see you, Legends. Have fun over there. Okay, so that was blue. Blue upgraded over here, needs to pay the 10. Okay, now red. Red can't get any placement bonuses. But where is red gonna go to get some income? Let's send red down here just to get some more tap stuff going. Okay, blue. Do they want to do something at the Grange? Maybe the market. Let's just do the market. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, because they would have made a barrel. Because when you flip, you can rearrange cubes. I forgot that. But they're going to go to the market and get rid of their barrel. And in doing so, they're earning 8 money. So they're already getting close to another upgrade. They're at another upgrade. So that's kind of wild. Okay, so I think maybe red now. Maybe red wants to bump blue. Let's do it. So red's gonna bump blue. Blue's gonna come down. Let's say they come down for the taps because they want more stuff. Okay. Red's gonna come over here and drop these 3 for 9 money right there. Okay, that's it. Now blue. Blue might jump back out and do some Grange stuff and upgrade. So first we'll do the Grange, and let's have blue start working on this over here. Okay, and upgrade again. Zeroing out the money. Oh, everybody has 0 trophies. Okay. So blue's gonna upgrade again. What are they gonna upgrade? Probably, I think, let's upgrade this. So now they're gonna get this guy. Okay, red. Red would like to upgrade too. Should red bump blue? I think red's gonna bump blue. That's kind of crazy. Well, let's do it. So red's gonna come in here. Not gonna get the bonus because they don't have any cubes to sell. But let's run this first. So blue's gonna send this. Oh, blue is gonna get another barrel, I think. Yikes. Okay. So red is gonna upgrade. Let's upgrade red's taps. Just for fun. And then that costs 10. Now back to blue. Blue can come out here and go for another 8 by selling off this barrel, which is kind of cool. And place 1 in the gift shop. So ding, ding, ding. So they're back up to 11. That was kind of sweet. But they're out of cubes. So now red, let's have red. Like maybe the safest thing is to have red go like this and then run their taps. Actually, I like this. I feel momentum. I don't think I've had just like a bad turn yet. They had a couple cases where I couldn't use something. I think blue might be feeling like they're gonna have a bad turn here in a second. Anyway, okay, so they went here, ran their stuff, and then that's it. Back to blue. Oh, but check this out. So blue can come in here, and let's have them gain money, gain 6. All right, run their taps. Even though they have no cubes to do anything with, like that's still kind of sweet. Okay, so we'll just kind of let them enjoy that moment. Hopefully that's cool. Okay, now let's have, we're gonna bring these guys back and resolve this. So I need to get rid of these 2 cubes. Okay, and then gain a trophy for red. Okay, and that's it. Blue. Blue needs to get some. Oh, you know what they can do? They can do their last upgrade here. Yeah, so they're about to take off, I think. Okay, that's blue. Now red. That's actually maybe a little bit nuts that they're already fully upgraded and it's only round 1. Like, what are they gonna do? Well, red. What's red up to? Need cubes, so let's send red. I guess here, because then at least they go like this, right? Okay. So that's red. Okay, blue, what are you up to? Blue desperately needs to run. Okay, let's go here. Move this. Run the taps. That's it. Okay, red, what are you doing? Not gonna bump. Actually, this could be kind of nice. No. You need money, red. You need money. So, let's send red down here to claim this spot before blue can get in there and drop off a barrel. Okay, back to blue. Could do another Grange thing. Don't have money for... Oh. Don't have money to support here, but can send this over here to work toward an upgrade. So maybe that's not nothing. Oh, the mayor moves. Wait, yeah, so the mayor comes up here. So now this is available right here. Praise the Lord. Oh, let me run the taps actually. I'm gonna come here, run the taps, which is gonna do this and this, because there's nothing here. Then this is gonna flip. These get emptied out. This gets emptied out, and what are we paying? We're giving 10 to red. So red now has 15. And that's kind of cool how that worked out. Like, even though this wasn't a useful spot, at least they could, progress the round, which I think is kind of cool. All right, that was red. We need to refill here. Because the game is really going to fly after this. That was red. Now, blue, what are you up to? You still need more cubes. Can't really run the taps though. I mean, not exactly. Let's do this. This could be a little bit sad, but just run the taps. Because the next thing that's going to happen is going to be awesome, actually. Like, it's okay to have like a prep turn, right? Some of those turns are a little bit sad, but that's fine. Okay, red is now ready for what? They need their final upgrade. Oh, wow. Is red willing to bump blue? That's crazy. I guess maybe because they kind of see this lead up here. So what is blue going to do? Blue's going to come down. Ooh, ouch. I think this probably is a really bad idea. So blue's going to jump in here, they run the taps. And red is going to upgrade their final upgrade, which is here. Oh no, they could do the barrels, but we'll give them their extra worker. Okay, what I forgot is that okay, the grant office needs 2 or more cubes. So blue is actually ready for this. You know what though? I think I'm okay as far as a playtest. And the reason the major change was just adding more cubes at the start of the game so that the players could do a few more things. Let me write this down. Okay, setup tweak. Start each player with 4 cubes in, what are we calling that? 4 cubes in the evaporator. This gives players more flexibility to get upgrades early, and there should be fewer turns that feel dead or disappointing. Okay, I think I like that. I'm going to transition away though. I'm going to kind of prep to talk with my parents, and then I have a meeting at noon that I'm pretty excited about. I need to do some work for that too. So anyway, I think that's it for me. Again, happy Mother's Day. Hope you have someone to celebrate and celebrate with. Yeah, bye-bye for now.